Welcome to GCSAA TV Virtual Live. I'm not in Las Vegas with Stephanie Schwenke, the turf market manager for Syngenta. I'm Frank Rossi from Cornell University. We're not in Las Vegas. We're here on the TV Virtual Live stage, presented in partnership with Ryan and Steiner. And like I said, I'm joined again by my old pal, Stephanie Schwenke. And Stephanie, we're here to talk about Syngenta again and all the exciting things that you're launching in spite of the fact that we're virtual. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. So let's start with the new products, Posterity, Posterity XL, Forte, and Ascernity. What do we want to do about talking to people about these new products?
Well, all right. First of all, let me say, Frank, it's awesome to be with you and the rest of the GCSA membership, even though we're not in Las Vegas and that we are virtual. I'm still very excited that we can connect in a very different and virtual environment. And let me wish you and the rest of the GCSA members, attendees, a Happy New Year. Welcome. I hope everybody is doing well, staying safe, and finding their way through this crazy new year. So as we get started into 2021, we're really excited to continue the launch of 3 new fungicides. So last fall, Syngenta did launch Posterity XT, Posterity Forte, and Ascernity Fungicides. These are new innovations for customers, for golf course superintendents, to use as combination products, providing good disease control, but then also really helping balance the resistance management side of the equation. So as we see resistant fungicide applications occurring, or species I should say, we realize there's a need for new solutions and that they have to have a combination of frat groups and multiple chemistries. And so really that is why we're coming to the forefront with these 3 new products.
And so with them, there's 2 new assurances programs that have significantly enhanced this whole process. Why don't you tell us a little bit about these assurance programs?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Frank. With the evolution of the portfolio, we also understand that golf course superintendents really have some challenges when they're trying to control fairy ring as well as spring dead spot. And so what we've done is we've worked for quite some time with our technical team, put out many different trials, of course, with many different COIs and university partners, and we've been able to bring to the forefront these assurance offers. These recommendations and solutions can be found on our greencastonline.com website. But again, new solutions with strong recommendations for control of fairy ring and spring dead spot.
Excellent. Now, at the same time, I'm sure some research was used to expand the Brisquet label. So why don't you talk a little bit about that long-time fungicide that you're positioning maybe more for curative control?
Yeah, great. And I'm glad you did bring that up, Frank, because last year, probably around the February timeframe, we were able to launch, or relaunch, I should say, Brisquet fungicide. So this is our combination product with a DMI and azoxystrobin. And we were able to expand the yearly use rates and applications so that we didn't have to limit those applications to just 3 per year. So yes, more solutions that fit well into the Syngenta agronomic programs, but providing enhanced and better season-long performance for superintendents because of the new increased maximum use rates.
And one of the things I've always liked, and especially recently with the annual Bluegrass Weevil Tracker, is the expansion of your position online with the Greencast Turf app. And it looks like there's been a lot of stuff going on with the Turf app lately. Why don't you take us through some of the improvements you guys have made there?
Sure. So I'll talk about 2 things. I'm going to talk about the improvement of the Greencast Turf app, and then I'm going to talk about a couple of our new digital monitoring tools, which are equally important, especially as many of us continue to work remotely or in different ways because of the environment we're in. So the Greencast Turf app has been enhanced. We encourage you to go download the Greencast Turf app at the App Store. This is now a cloud-based tool. So your records will be stored and kept It's a great resource for superintendents to keep their spray application records, communicate their tank mix combinations, rates, and quantities, either with other team members at the course, which can easily be done through the app and then sent in a text, sent in an email. And then a report is saved of those applications, which we know is important for superintendents and their record keeping management, who need to then report those records of the day, the time, and what they have been spraying at their golf course. So again, please take the opportunity to download the new Greencast Turf app. Again, it's an enhancement with a cloud-based tool where your spray records and applications can be safely stored.
It's so great to have a collaborative environment to share that information. You really don't want one person only knowing what's being applied to the golf course. So that cloud enhancement, I'm sure, is going to be met with wide praise for the people that are using it for that purpose. Now, wide praise is something Syngenta gets a lot for its involvement at the GIS every year. Getting up early. Usually we're talking right after you've run, Steph. So I know you've got the Health in Action 5K, the opening session involvement, the celebration certification, and the ladies leading turf. So let's start with some of those big things that are just continually supported by Syngenta.
Yeah, and thanks so much for highlighting and focusing all the many things Syngenta does to help support our industry, but then also find ways for us to all connect and be active and healthy at the same time. So, of course, we continue with our Health in Action 5K. We invite the industry to still sign up. It's easy to participate this year. You do it from the comfort of your own home or outdoor space, wherever you choose is totally fine. But again, it's a great way to take a moment to continue focusing on health, which many of us are doing, of course, this year. And it helps with the GCSA Disaster Relief Fund. So your contributions and donations go right back to GCSA and will be greatly thanked and appreciated with the Disaster Relief Fund. So again, Health in Action still definitely an important part of our agenda. We're also going to take time to reflect with certified golf course superintendents. We will continue during the celebrating certification session. And again, this is a time to just sit back, say thank you, and reflect all the hard work and commitment that golf course superintendents take when signing up to be a certified golf course superintendent. So we thank them, and we're excited to still recognize their many efforts.
And our mutual favorite is the ladies leading turf, and I'm so glad to see you continuing to do that. So tell us about that a little bit before we get into this adventure video. I want to hear about the ladies leading turf because I'm chomping at the bit to hear about the adventure video.
Excellent, great, thanks, Frank. Yes, we continue to support and lead the ladies leading turf panel discussion, as well as networking reception that will follow virtually after we hear from 5 very wonderful, unique women across the golf industry, really the turf industry, share their stories and journeys of how they got to be where they are today. So we will hear from several golf course superintendents, a GM, an owner of a golf course, and several others. So please, we invite everyone who is interested to join the 1-hour panel discussion in which we hear from these 5 leading individuals. And then following that, we're going to move right into a virtual networking session where you will have the chance to either sit in a group or pick a familiar name off the list and kind of pop back and forth virtually to enjoy some friendship and conversation. So yes, very passionate about that one. So excited to hear these stories and look forward to the networking and engagement.
You know, we're getting momentum with the ladies in turf for sure. I think the number of years we've been doing it, you guys have been leading it, has really made a big difference. Now, the adventure video of picking the disease of your choice and making your way through will lead you to a Yeti Cup maybe. So talk a little bit about this adventure video.
Yes. So this year, obviously, we will have a Syngenta virtual trade booth, and we hope that superintendents find it engaging. But they have the opportunity to spend several minutes or 15 minutes in our virtual trade booth learning about the diseases that are most impactful to them at their golf course. So they will have the opportunity to either click on a disease like fairy ring or spring dead spot, and then hear about solutions and disease management control options for those diseases. Yes, Syngenta will have some wonderful giveaways. Whether you take the opportunity to participate in the learning experience, or if you want to get kick-started in advance or during the golf industry show, we also have our hashtag that we have put out into the industry. It's hashtag Turf Perspectives. And it's our way of hoping to connect and reunite the industry. We miss everyone. We want to be in person. Obviously, we can't do that. So we want to know how you're doing, what you've been doing. Take a moment, share your stories of success or challenge. And hashtag Turf Perspectives is the go-to place on Twitter in which you will do that. And you also have the opportunity to win the Solo Stove, the Yukon fire pits that are becoming very popular. We'll give several of those away throughout the time of the show. So there's opportunities for Yetis as well as the Solo Yukon fire pit stoves.
As we wrap up in the next few minutes, Stephanie, I think one of the things that I know Syngenta always likes to promote, particularly with the health in action stuff, is, how do you guys make a positive impact on this industry beyond supplying the products and the technology to help them do their jobs better? And I think as we wrapping up on a positive note is, I think, very needed these days. And I think that's your motivation behind a lot of these interactive tools, that not only are you looking to sort of connect with the customers, but trying to make it a positive experience as well. We've been sitting around for a number of years on the stage, and I always enjoy visiting with you because I always know I'm going to get a smile. I always know that there's going to be something positive that Syngenta is contributing beyond just your personality and the things that you bring in your leadership role. Talk a little bit more about the importance of the positivity message you're trying to send from Syngenta to everyone this year in all these things that you do.
Frank, you really hit on, a high note, first of all, by ending in positive light of what we can do in these challenging times. But you also really hit on the theme of what customers or under other industry partners will experience when coming to the virtual Syngenta booth. Positive perspectives is really the theme of how we're going to go forward this year and what others will experience at our booth. And it's also part of the hashtag Turf Perspectives goal. There's a lot of new, different, innovative things that all of us have had to incur or learn how to do over the past year at a much faster and greater pace than we're probably ever used to. I know for me personally. So one of the positive things that we have learned is to really provide tools to customers that help them manage the golf course easy through technology. And so earlier I mentioned, for example, our digital monitoring tools. That's one great way golf course superintendents can manage timing, insect pressure, and applications by receiving push notifications through text or email. I mean, what are the quick little things we can do to help provide information with little effort? Enhancing that Turf app is another great tool and resource. But us being here during the golf industry show and participating is also encouraging, because we can do this remotely and we can still network. And yes, things are going to look different than they have in the past when we're able to be face to face. So stay connected, stay engaged, learn to connect with your mentors, talk to others. We're all in a difficult situation here, but when we work together, we can find positive momentum and reflect on why we're in such a great industry.
And there you have it. Stephanie Schwenke, Turf Market Manager for Syngenta. Stephanie, it's sorry that we can't be together. I'm so grateful that you can join us. And on a positive note, it's so great to see this work going on with Syngenta, in spite of everything that's going on, still bringing new things to the market. Just thanks very much for your involvement. And thank you all for participating in the GCSAA TV virtual live stage presented in partnership with Ryan and Steiner. And we'll look forward to having you back all together at the next GIS next year. Thanks very much, Stephanie, and goodbye all.